my grandparents, Peter and Susie Lilas, that they were really the forefront of our family and just so influential to me, being a military brat with my family usually being apart from us. They're the ones that really helped raise me and gave me all of the qualities and fundamentals that I kind of live by today.
Post your story by video on Facebook with the hashtag #SeniorsWhoInspire. As we do so, we'll be tracking them. If your story is selected, you will get a lunch with your favorite alumni player.
Well, I can actually tell you a lot about a senior that was a huge influence in my life. His name was Master Sergeant Dick Daly, former Marine, served in Iwo Jima, Korea, and Vietnam. In 9th grade, I joined on accident, actually. It was one of my last electives, and I joined the Snohomish High School Junior ROTC, Marine Corps. And the man was just really something else. And the things that he taught me, Marine Corps style, were one thing. But at the end of, when I graduated, it was the same year that he retired, he actually gave me a book. And the book was Leo Buscaglia, Love, from this man, a Marine warrior. And he hands me this book called Love by Leo Buscaglia, and I read it, and it's just, he was a really amazing man.
Well, my grandfather, we lived in the south, on the South Hill in Puyallup, and they had a great view over, looking down the hill to Ording and then out to Mount Rainier, or Eatonville, I guess it was. Anyways, and we go out there and pick berries. He had lots of berries because he loved blueberries and raspberries, and he introduced me to the Seahawks because we listened to the radio while we're picking berries. So it was like 76, 77, 78. I was a little kid, 5 years old, 6 years old. And he was provided a lot of wisdom and guidance in my life, but he did it in a way that really always got my attention and was really encouraging, but also he really understood my sense of humor and kind of the way I'd like to deal with things. And so he would say things like that nobody else would ever get because it's a little off, but it really worked and connected well with me. So he was a great mentor and role model in my life and was there consistently for all until he passed away.
My special senior story is about my mother, Pat, who fought cancer on and off for over 20 years. She handled the whole process so gracefully, never complained, always tried to have a smile on her face. She asked me if I would mind shaving her head. Now, as her daughter, I said, am I going to get through this myself and also make her feel better about the process? So we went out on her patio, and I took the razor, and I'm not a hairstylist. And as I was shaving her head, to fight back the tears of the moment, we turned it around into a joyful experience. At one point when she was done, I told her that she looked better than Britney Spears ever did bald.
About 8 to 10 years ago, actually my sister's cat got stuck in this elderly lady's garage. And so they woke the lady up at like midnight and she gave him the cat and she got to talking to him. And this is like midnight. And she asked if they knew anybody that was interested in cleaning houses. Well, I had just started at Safeway working part-time, so I wanted a little bit extra, so I started working for her. And as time went on, I noticed she just didn't have nobody. She had outlived everybody, 2 husbands. I went there every day after work. I just did odds and end jobs for her, became really good friends. She actually was a Mariner, Seattle Mariner fan, but as time went on and she knew how big of a Seahawk fan I was, she became a Seahawk fan also and would remind me when the games were going to start. So anyways, this went on. She was 90, about 96 when I met her, and this went on until she was 103. About 6 months into her being 103, I had walked into her house one day after work in my uniform, and there was 2 gentlemen there looking really important, and she said, "You need to sit down, Terry." So I sit down, and she wheeled me her home, wow, which I live in right now.
My grandmother, Ethel Baird, she named me, actually. My nickname, Princess. I'm going to get emotional. My dad and I are both named Adrian. And when I was born, I had little black hair down to here. She's like my little Indian princess. And it stuck. I've been called that ever since. Most people don't even know my name is Adrian. And she was the best. she helped me through everything. I used to always tell my mom that I needed to go see my grandma because she was the only one that understood me. And she was my everything.
I want to tell a little story about my grandfather because he was a big inspiration, not only in my life, but in the life of all 7 of his children and 11 of his brothers and sisters. Through him, through his teachings, and through everything that he stands for, he's built a legacy behind him, which are all of us. And now we know what a good relationship looks like. We know what good values look like. We know what hard work is all about. And those things carry on in the lives of his children and grandchildren and now great-grandchildren. And to have someone in your life that is that inspiring, to me, there's not enough recognition you can give to someone like my grandfather. So, Grandpa, I love you. Thank you so much for all that you've done for us.